There are two ways to draw things in 3D, one using 3D primitives and then modifying them, or else drawing 2D shapes and then turning them into 3D. BricsCAD provides you with 8 primitives. These are fundamental shapes that you can see in this image. And then it provides a number of commands for modifying them, joining them, slicing them, filleting them, chamfering them, and so on. I find that the best way to draw in 3D is to draw in an environment that makes 3D clear. So the way I do that is I come to File, choose New, and then I'm going to choose one of the template files that start with mechanical, and you can have it either in imperial or in several metric versions. I'll pick the imperial one because that's what I'm used to. Click Open, and then you can see you have a 3D environment. It's already in a 3D viewpoint as shown by the UCS icon. And then over here the visual style is modeling, which is the best one for 3D modeling. So let's go ahead and draw a 3D box. So on the command line I type box, and then it asks for a corner of the box. So I'm just going to pick an arbitrary point, and then it wants a opposite corner, so this forms the base of the box. Click again, and then you show the height. Naturally, if you have dynamic dimensioning turned on, or if you go down to the command bar, you can enter in a specific height and then click again for the final size. So there you have it, your 3D box. Drawing the pyramid takes exactly the same steps, so I'm going to type in, and then it wants a center point, second point gives you the size of the base, the third point the height, and there's your pyramid. A wedge is just a little bit trickier, so I'm going to type in wedge, because, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to pick one point, there's the base. Now watch this, the part that gets higher on the wedge is not where you expected it is. It is at the side where you first picked. So let me cancel the command, start it over again. And this time I'm going to click in the foreground, pick the second point further back, and now the wedge goes up and down against the first pick point, as you can see. Drawing a ball or a sphere in BricsCAD is perhaps the easiest of all the 3D primitives. So I'm going to enter in the sphere command, ask for the center, so I click, and then it asks me for the radius. Click a second time, and there's your sphere. Another primitive with the roundish shape is the cone. Type in cone, and it's like drawing a pyramid. So click a center point, a radius, and a height. The cylinder, which is one of the most important primitives because it can be used to create holes in objects, is similar to the cone. Pick a center point, a radius, and a height, and then instead of giving it slanted walls, it gets straight walls. And then finally, the most complicated primitive is called the torus, which looks like a donut. So type in torus, and now it wants the center point of the torus, and now it wants the radius of the entire torus, which is the big part of it, and now it asks for the radius of the body of the torus, which is the donutty part that goes around in a loop. So I've picked 2 points, and there's the torus. If you were to go to the ribbon and click on the solid tab, you'll see here's the button for primitives, and you click on the flyout, and there's the different primitives I've been showing you how to draw, but one is missing from this list. So let's go to the menu bar, Model, 3D Solids, and then over here you see the missing one. It's called Polysolid, and it's good for drawing things like walls. So click on that, or else enter the Polysolid command, and now just click these lines. It's almost as if you're drawing a fat polyline. And when you're finally done, press Enter. You can then move your cursor up and down to show the height of the walls. So this time we're going to use dynamic input. So let's start that command again. And there's a length. I'm going to make that enter in 4 so that it is 4. I'm going to turn on ortho so that we have it at right angles, and another 4. Now when we press enter, we can specify the height, and let me give it a height of 2. And there's your polysolid.